Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We're here to talk about the City of Dexter's summer 2026 road work, primarily focusing on the Main Street project. I know there may be some people who might be interested also in the Dexter Chelsea Roundabout project that's being performed by the Washtenaw County Road Commission. We're not going to get too deep into that project. This one's going to focus primarily on Main Street. But as we go through, if everybody can hold their questions until the end, if you want to ask it in person, if you want to ask a question as we're going through, if you want to type it in the chat, but we'll save some time at the end for Q&A. We'll make introductions. My name is Justin Breyer. I'm the Dexter City Manager.
I'm Marcus McNamara with OHM. We're the city's engineering consultant.
I'm Tim Stewart, the Public Service Superintendent.
And I'm Adrienne Young from OHM Field Services. I will be the project engineer on the project for the field side.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate everybody taking some time out of their day to join us this evening. It is going to be a busy summer, so we wanted to get as much of this information out as early as possible. And as things solidify, as contractors are selected and we have more definite dates, those will be disseminated. So you'll see a lot of ranges for the project schedule that again will be clarified as that information becomes available. So we did want to talk about the projects that are on the schedule for the summer. Justin mentioned there is road commission work that's happening along with city project on Main Street downtown. So we will talk about those projects, go through some graphics, touch on schedule, what the posted detours are going to be, and then just a little bit of educational about the type of work that we're going to be doing and why it was selected as the city works to maintain their road network assets. And then, as Justin mentioned, when we get to the end, we'll touch on some questions that we're anticipating, and then we can open it up for anything else that people want to talk about. So the overview, the Washtenaw County Road Commission has the project, which is primarily installation of a roundabout at Island Lake and Dexter Chelsea Road. So that intersection will be closed for the duration of that construction. The way they have to stage that work requires that. They are also adding dedicated right turn lane at Island Lake and Dexter Pinckney Road and some signal upgrades at that location. They'll be resurfacing the stretch of Island Lake between those two intersections as well. And then the project does include pedestrian and some signal upgrades at several intersections within the city, which are Main and Broad, Main and Baker, Meadowview and Dexter Ann Arbor, and Dan Hoey and Dexter Ann Arbor. So project has a lot of components to it. It was funded through a congestion mitigation air quality grant. So those are federal funds that are made available to help reduce congestion, improve air quality, etc. The City of Dexter project that's going to be happening concurrently with that is resurfacing of Main Street from the bridge over Mill Creek to Baker Road. So that is an asphalt street, which is getting a partial depth of mill and overlay. So we're not going all the way down to stone. It's not a full reconstruction. It's not rearranging any of the curb lines with one exception being the work at the ADA ramps for the pedestrians. But it's not, the Main Street project is not as impactful and as disruptive as the county project. So we are not anticipating a full closure for the duration of the Main Street work. There will be select days when contractor operations for safety reasons have to limit traffic. But in between those specific days, local access will be maintained for the businesses. So we do have some graphics here. The Road Commission project, again, the roundabout is probably the biggest component of that. So you can see A&W here to the left of the graphic. The Pelham project that's under construction now is just north of the intersection. That road reconstruction is fully a road commission project under their purview. They're managing that job. The city will be coordinating with them as needed to make sure that people have up-to-date information. But that is a Washtenaw County Road Commission managed project. The one minor exception to that is we teamed with the county to install a water main under the intersection before they pave the road, so that the city doesn't have to come back and disrupt the intersection again in the future. So there's a little bit of pipe work that the city's coordinating, but the balance of that job will be owned and managed by the Road Commission. The schedule that's in the contract for that allows a start of May 4th or later, and a completion date in mid-August, or actually I think August 28th. The exact window that the contractor chooses to select for his operations will be defined once a contract is in place. So the progress clause, the contract.
Sorry, Marcus. You're muted.
Why did it mute me? But a more detailed schedule will be provided once it's available from the selected contractor. Again, this is the graphic of Dexter, Pinckney, and Island Lake. So there is some road widening there to add the turn lane, and resurfacing to taper back down to tie into the existing road cross section. The county is also planning to basically connect the dots and do a resurface between this intersection and the roundabout under the viaduct as well. So that's not shown on the graphic here, but that is also scheduled for this summer. As I mentioned before, the county project actually does have signal improvements within the city. That's controller upgrades, it's pedestrian accessibility upgrades, and vehicle detection. So that will be happening at the 4 locations with the stars identified here. Those projects are not going to require full road closures or anything like that. They'll be secured with barrels and cones, keeping pedestrians and vehicles clear from the areas where they're doing the work, but the work really is going to be primarily limited to curb and gutter, pedestrian ramps, and again, some signal improvements. So this graphic shows the city-controlled portion of the work, which is the Main Street, again, between Mill Creek and Baker Road. This is, as I mentioned, asphalt street. It's planned for mill and overlay. So again, we don't have to go all the way down to stone. It's anticipated that the disruption will be less for that type of project. There will be work primarily at Broad Street and Alpine Street for pedestrian improvements, and we have all the brickwork down there. So that will be a little bit disruptive. But the contract does require the contractor to maintain safe pedestrian route. So they're not going to be allowed to close an entire intersection from pedestrian traffic all at once. They're going to have to stage as they go around the corners. Another thing that's worthy of mention, Alpine Street, which currently has what we would consider essentially a mid-block crosswalk, because Main Street is not stop controlled there. But there is the decorative crosswalk. There's an existing crossing. We are adding safety improvements there so that that location will get the rectangular rapid flashing beacon, which is pedestrian activated. There's several around town elsewhere that you probably have noticed on Baker and Dan Hoy. So our hope is that that improves safety for the pedestrian crossing there on Main Street. So to talk about the schedule for the project, again, we don't have an exact date until the contract is in place. Both of these projects are administered with help from the Michigan Department of Transportation. So they have very specific rules about how things are handled, and that's where Adrian comes in. She's the expert on MDOT managed or MDOT funded projects, federally funded projects. So again, we put the window in the contract and then as part of basically the project kickoff, the contractor was required to give us a detailed progress schedule that goes into much more detail about exactly the order of operations that they're going to utilize to build the project. And as soon as that's available, that can be made available on the city website, and Justin can disseminate that via social media or otherwise. For the Main Street project, we do have a completion date, or we refer to as substantial completion, which essentially means open to traffic. There may be some punch list items, there may be some minor cleanup and other things that need to be completed, but essentially the project will be, for all intents and purposes, done. We set the date for that of August 5th, which is the Wednesday before Summer Festival, so that the contractor's out of the way prior to that event. And then final completion, like I mentioned, there'll be some minor restoration, just some other paperwork things that need to happen, but we did want to have the contract finalized out by the end of this year. Mentioned it a couple of times, but essentially the plan is to maintain access for businesses, both vehicle and pedestrian access, for the duration of the job. There will be a couple of days within that 12-week schedule or so where their specific operation will limit vehicle access and pedestrian access, but it's relatively minor in compared to a full reconstruction project. So they'll bring the mill operation in, take a top course of asphalt off. They can put traffic back on that milled surface until later in the job when they're ready to pave it. And a job of this length, they'll pave it out in a couple of days maximum. So that the real disruption that we're trying to limit the inconvenience for the businesses will be limited to a handful of days within that window. The official posted detours are shown on these graphics here. The yellow line is the route that'll be signed for vehicles. Now, there's some other ways you might be able to go, and local traffic we expect will kind of disperse and may, find their own way around, but this will be signed for the duration of the project, so to get people around the construction zone. So essentially it's Dexter Town Hall to Territorial to Mast for the detour around on the north end, and it's Baker, Shield, and Parker around the south end. Real quick, little explanation of, I did touch on this already, but it's a mill and overlay project. So they do bring the mill in, they remove the top course of asphalt. They'll do the curb ramps, the signal work. And then once there will be some downtime while concrete is curing. So you may see a lot of activity for a couple of days, and there might be a couple of day break where they're just waiting to get strength before they can put construction equipment back on that fresh concrete. So if you notice that there's not a lot of activity for a couple of days, don't assume the contractor has left town. That's built into their schedule, and there is very strict guidance about the strength that you need to get for concrete specifically before you can put construction traffic back on it. So they will be required to meet those requirements. The partial depth mill and overlay, again, it's not the full pavement cross section. We have a pretty thick cross section on Main Street, which gives us the opportunity to take about 4 inches off and repave that. So we're looking at a minimum of 7 years of added life to the road. That's a conservative number. With that thickness, we expect to get more than that, and the city will continue to do other maintenance. So the graphic here says you get at least that if you don't do other maintenance. But the city does have an active crack seal program. We rate the roads. We do condition inspections every 2 years at least. So if something isn't performing, we have an opportunity to address it before it's an expensive fix. But we realistically we would think that you'd get a minimum of really of 10 years of added life before the road is back to sort of the condition that it's in today.
And Marcus, to kind of build on that, I know I saw a comment on Facebook earlier today. Somebody asked, why are you redoing this road? It looks perfectly fine. And maybe you could talk a little bit about the right treatment at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So there's a couple of reasons. So the asset management strategy that the city utilizes, which is endorsed by the state DOT, the State Asset Management Council, there's an abundance of research on this. Essentially, if you catch a road before it gets too bad or severely distressed, it's much cheaper and much less of an inconvenience to do the maintenance work at that time. The other reason for the decision in this particular case is we understand that the roundabout project and the other work that the county's doing is going to be disruptive to downtown. So we didn't want to have that same level of disruption, 2 years in a row or a year or two apart. So coupling it with the county project, because the detour is already going to be in place, whether we did Main Street or not, we thought made a lot of sense. And the road is it's at the right point. It's in the right point in its life to get this partial depth overlay, which will buy you that additional 10 years or so.
Thank you.
Yep. So I think I pretty much touched on these with that explanation, but basically when you want to do maintenance on a road before it looks bad or rides bad, because at that point you're into the more expensive and more disruptive types of projects. And asphalt milling and overlaying is a green operation. So the asphalt millings are recycled. They're used for a variety of things, maintenance aggregate. They're put back into the supply stream for new asphalt. So there's a certain amount of recycled content that the specifications allow. So it is a eco-friendly operation as well. So we have a couple of questions here that we anticipated. Again, as I mentioned, the local traffic to the downtown will be maintained to the extent possible in a safe way. So again, there will be specific times when that's not possible. But whenever it is possible, that will be the contractor's directive to maintain pedestrian and vehicle local access. The city will be coordinating with the waste haulers to make sure that doesn't get interrupted. We understand that's important, and you can't, especially for restaurants and things, missing 1 week of a pickup could be a big problem. So we'll make sure that is coordinated. Mail delivery should not be impacted, and Adrian will be as she mentioned, the key contact once the project is up and running. She'll be out there daily. And her phone number is here. That's her cell number. She is accessible. We can't address problems if we don't know about them. So we do ask if anybody has things that you need help, you need our help coordinating, whether it's emergency access for something, or you got a special delivery one day, or just generally you have a question or concern about the project. Please let us know so that we can address it before it becomes a problem.
One other thing to note while I'm thinking about it is there will be, in a normal year, there's on-street seating, some parking spaces are blocked off. That will not take place this year until after the project is over.
Thank you. So I wanted to wrap up here. We've been focused on, the downtown Main Street and the county project that's impacting the downtown area specifically. The city does have additional road work that is programmed for later this year. Just with the logistics of everything, we didn't want to start any of these projects until after those detours are lifted and Main Street and Island Lake and all that are reopened to traffic. But we are anticipating resurfacing Alpine Street in front of the library, 3rd Street from Central to Inverness, actually just below past Inverness, 4th Street from Central to Inverness as well, and the public alley parking lot area behind south of Main Street between Dexter Print and Embroidery and the Beer Grotto. We'll get new pavement and potentially some modifications to the dumpster enclosure orientation back there. Lastly, the city does have funding made possible through the Community Development Block Grant, which is administered by Washtenaw County, to address additional sidewalk ramps for ADA compliance throughout town. Those locations aren't solidified yet. The county actually we have to give them our wish list, and then they have to perform an environmental review. But as those locations are confirmed, that information can be made available too. But those will be primarily more in neighborhood areas, not in downtown. So potentially Huron Farms and Dexter Crossing have been talked about. But again, we have an environmental clearance that we have to deal with before we make those locations public. So all that work is anticipated again to start, mid to late August or even after Labor Day, after the other projects are open to traffic. You would see the mobilization of a new contractor on those streets. And I think that takes us to the end of the slides that we had prepared. So I haven't seen the chat pop up, Justin, if there's questions in there or if you want
to. We do have a couple questions so far. And we'll address those first. If you have any questions that you want to ask verbally, if you can raise your hand. At the bottom of your screen, there should be a raise hand feature, and we'll try and call on people as we see them. But we'll start off with the written questions first. First one is, will there still be music in the park this summer on Friday nights? We don't anticipate that this project will impact the Friday night music series. That program is hosted by the Dexter Chamber of Commerce. They run and manage that program. But it's our expectation that this project will not impact that. Second question is, how will it impact fire department response time to Dexter Township? Will the Pelham Bridge be cleaned up? I know that the fire department has had meetings with the Washtenaw County Road Commission talking about that exact question. And the Washtenaw County Road Commission is talking with the contractor and the fire department to work through that. And I know that in those conversations, Washtenaw County has indicated that if they're given notice and there's no active construction, then fire trucks may still be able to make it through that way. The long detour up to North Territorial isn't feasible for bicycles. Will there be any way for cyclists to get from Island Lake Road into Dexter? It's my understanding that intersection will be fully closed. But that might be a good question for the Washtenaw County Road Commission. I think this one is about the alley behind Main Street. If the alley is blocked behind Main Street, where do you park? How much parking spots will be affected? So the goal with the alley project is to have it take place after Main Street is completely done. So yes, there will be some parking that is impacted while that project is going on, but Main Street will be reopened, and there is gravel parking down Broad Street, and there's also the DDA's parking lot behind Cottage Inn. So there will be parking that either opens up or is remaining available to offset some of that. That's all the questions in chat. We have 3 hands. First, I'll call on Lori Friedman and offering to unmute.
I came in a few minutes late, so it may have been mentioned, but what's going on with the construction of the fire department and the other project behind it where the condos are going in? How far along are they, and how is that traffic going to be impacted if they are big trucks bringing in heavy stuff and blah, blah, blah?
Sure. So the fire department project is moving along pretty well, and we're anticipating substantial completion still here in the first quarter of 2026. So the majority of that project will be complete before the Main Street project starts.
Okay.
There may still be some punch list items. There will be some things that still need to be addressed, but a majority of the construction of the fire department will be complete.
What about for the condos going in?
So the condos, excuse me, the Pelham condominium is what you're referring to on the other side of the creek.
Correct.
So that project is also moving along, but that will still be under construction while the roundabout project is taking place, and the contractor for that project is actively coordinating with the Washtenaw County Road Commission to be able to continue accessing that site for construction.
Okay.
Joe Semifero.
Hey, Justin. Thanks. Just the question that you got asked about the bikes, how they could get into town. They could actually come down Eastridge into Westridge subdivision and then go down the bike path. That would bring them in. I assume it's still going to be open to go up to the steps up to Alpine.
That's correct. Yeah. So if they're coming from the north, they can probably cut through the Westridge subdivision and access the trail that connects into Mill Creek Park. If they're coming from the south, probably have to go down Parker to Shield.
Thanks.
Welcome. Thank you. Jamie Sattler.
What'd you do?
I unmuted.
Yep, you're unmuted. You can ask.
Go ahead.
Thank you. For those of us who live at Cedars, it's impossible for us to schedule several months in advance our crises. How will emergency vehicles get to Cedars with all of the closures on the Main Street, Dexter Pinckney Road, etc.?
Sure. So again, the fire department is coordinating with the Washtenaw County Road Commission. And the road commission knows that they need to be able to continue to allow emergency response access both to the Cedars and to Westridge, and they're working through that. I don't have specifics at this time.
Okay. We have one more question.
Sure.
Is there also consideration for those of us who live here at the Cedars and at Westridge to look at doing some kind of maintenance to Wiley so we could cut across instead of for those of us who got to go towards Ann Arbor to not add an extra half hour, 40 minutes to our drive to get to work?
So I don't want to speak for the Washtenaw County Road Commission. I don't believe so. But that might be a question that you want to pose to the road commission.
And how do we do that? The road commission, is there a certain like link we go to this project? How do we address that?
Yeah, so I believe that if you live in the city, you should have received the winter newsletter recently, and I believe that there was a link included in that newsletter to the Washtenaw County Road Commission's project page for the roundabout and the improvements to Dexter Pinckney Road. If not, if you want to shoot me an email directly at jbreyer@dextermi.gov, I can get you that link.
And one more. I come in the meeting late, and thank you for taking the time with us tonight.
Sure.
The roundabout, I don't see the logic behind it. And so, because living at Westridge, I see it being, because of the bridge, a cluster, you know what. I don't see that being efficient and effective in any way. And I'm not even just talking to school time in general. To me, my perception is this is for the new condos. Because for us that live over here, just like I've already mentioned, I'm going to, even when it's done, I see it being, it's not going to be efficient for me in any way. So I guess I just would please help educate me on how this is going to be more effective and efficient for all involved. Especially for us, the 100+ houses in Westridge, the 60 houses here at this, us right here in this region where it's all being done, it's going to be a bloody mess for us. So I guess I just would like that answer.
So again, the Washtenaw County Road Commission is the one who applied for doing the roundabout through the federal CMAQ Congestion Mitigation and Air Quality Program. They received that grant, and they're the ones who are managing the program. They're the ones who designed and are managing the construction of that. So they might have more of the answers to your questions that you're looking for. I do know that they did perform traffic studies, and the roundabout is the solution that they landed on, not just for the condos as you commented, but they ran multiple options and landed on the roundabout design that they landed on. But again, if you want to reach out to the road commission, I can provide you that link, and you can
there it is.
I just put it in the chat.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Isabel.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right. CC Riker.
Hi, this is low on the totem pole of access, but the Dexter Historical Society will be doing a lot of work at Gordon Hall this summer. And I'm wondering about access for our construction workers that'll be coming in and out of that intersection. I know this is a Washtenaw County problem, but I just want to sort of bring it forward to the group, because we really want this cultural resource, to shine. And we put a lot of money into and a lot of fundraising into getting Gordon Hall to this point. So they'll be doing a lot of construction to make it last another 150 years. Can you shed any kind of light on how we might get in there?
So that would be another conversation to have with the Washtenaw County Road Commission, as they're the ones who are managing that project. I do know that they are making quite a few accommodations for different things, and this might be another one that they might need to make an accommodation for. So I would recommend reaching out to them directly to start that conversation now.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Lori.
I couldn't agree more with the previous comments regarding that traffic circle between the fire department, the Pelham project, the road going off to Chelsea. I mean, all of that, I see that as being a complete mess. And it seems like a lot of the questions that we have asked you, you have told us are being managed by Washtenaw County Road Commission. So as far as this traffic circle goes, does it mean that the city of Dexter didn't have any input?
So we were not consulted on the design. Outside of
Regardless, I'm not talking about the design. I'm talking about just the whole concept.
The road commission is the one who applied for the CMAQ grant. They're the ones who did the design. So
we don't have any say in the matter, the city of Dexter.
It's the project that the county is moving forward with.
Yeah, because this is just going to be a mess. And as farmers sell off land and more developments go in and the traffic increases, we all know what's in the future. That corner is going to be a mess. And all the roads out here, you know, are just two-way. And you got the viaduct there. I mean, you know, you can just imagine people going to work. Good luck. And, you know, I don't find the county road commission making the best decisions in favor of the residents. That's for darn sure.
Great. Thank you for your comments. Joe?
Yeah, excuse me. I just want to clarify that the condos that are being built at Pelham didn't have anything to do with the roundabout. The roundabout was planned completely separate from that. You got to remember the roundabout project it's not a city project. That's where that intersection is actually not in the city. That's county roads. And so it's their roads and they're designing it and they're deciding how they're going to do it. We're trying to take advantage of the construction to minimize the impact to everybody by doing Main Street at the same time. And that's really what, you know, we're going through tonight and stuff to try and emphasize. The road commission has had a bunch of meetings, and by all means, you know, you should contact them with any questions you have about the roundabout stuff. We're like I said, just trying to we're trying to improve the main street as much as possible. I think you guys mentioned some of the crossing improvements and whatnot that we're doing as part of that project. So we are participating in the project to try and improve Main Street at the same time.
Thank you, Joe. I currently don't see any other hands, and I do not see any other messages in chat. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to raise your hand with the chat feature. If there are no others, then are there any closing statements you want to make, Marcus?
No, I just appreciate everybody taking time out of their day. I know everybody's busy, so do appreciate that, and we will be available as this project moves forward for questions, and you know, as new information, more detailed information becomes available from the contractor, it'll be shared with the public.
Yeah, and if you're not already subscribed to the city's email update, I strongly recommend you do so. That'll be one of the tools that we use to disseminate the information from week to week as we learn additional things from the contractor and schedules get more firmed up. I want to echo Marcus. Thank you everybody for joining us this evening, as we continue to try and improve downtown, and continue to try and improve Dexter's roads. And with that, we'll call it a night. Thank you, everyone.